I'm so excited about this reading because I feel like we've had a lot come out in these readings, and I know that they're, career, money, and, work, that sort of thing. But there have been a lot of things that have come out. A lot of you have reached back to me and said so many other things came out. We've even had things like health came into it, or actual circumstances in your household, that sort of thing. So again, if it doesn't resonate right off of the bat, just know that there could be some other messages. I know we tend to be like, oh, let me just click off, it's not speaking to me. But with these, you never have any idea what could jump off here. But right away, 10 of Swords, okay? Overall energy, something ending, okay? Something ending. This could be the end of your job. This could be your career ending and, you going into a different direction. This could be a relationship. There could be some money that was flowing in that is no longer flowing in. This could also represent dying to thyself, okay? You might have become a whole nother person. There could be some transformation in store here. But let's go ahead and clarify for the collective here. 10 of Swords. Could be some money that was coming in that no longer will be coming in any longer. Who wants to hear that? That's not good. But let's see here. Yes, the World card. Yeah, this is definitely about something changing, because what the World card does is it closes out old cycles to allow new cycles to come in. So although we see this as death, right? We see this as an ending. There is an ending for a reason. This is for new opportunities, new things to flourish. So let's look at this as a positive, okay? And I believe that if we continue with this reading, we'll get some more insight, and I'm sure it will be a positive one, okay? This cycle needed to end. So let's go ahead and look at work first. Work for Gemini, please. Yeah. How funny. 8 of Pentacles is the work card, okay? Either, this is work and just simply work, or for some of you, you're learning a new skill when it pertains to work. This could even be schoolwork, okay? But this is putting in the work. So I see a lot of you very, very busy, okay? When we're talking about work itself, because this is what we're looking at, we're seeing that there is a lot of time, energy that you're putting in here, all right? With the 10 of Cups, okay? You're putting in this work because you are trying to get to the point of filling up all of your cups, okay? Because we're always trying to get to the 10. And so some of you are no longer at your old job because now you're working towards something that you love to do. Maybe some of you have gone on to go to school so that you can do the thing that you love to do. So maybe some of you have walked away from a job, or your job ended, and that gave you an opportunity to work on things that you love to do, because this is what I'm kind of feeling here. It's like no more. That old cycle is gone, or that old mindset or that old behavior, thinking, oh, I'm going to do a 9 to 5, or oh, I'm going to stay in this particular job, in this particular environment. I feel like this is getting some higher knowledge here, because this is also the card that represents, greater achievement, even, going to school itself. So I feel like you guys are working towards either a job that you would love to do, that 100% would bring you all of the desires of your heart, you wouldn't mind getting up every single day doing, or you're actually going to school in order to do that, okay? And again, we have the Wheel of Fortune, all right? So this is in your favor. This wheel is turning in your favor. We have the World with something old going out, so something new could come in. And then here with the Wheel of Fortune, this is turning in your favor, okay? This is positive karmic energy, right? So if you had to walk away or if your job ended, it's like this was a divine setup from the universe so that you could be focused on some of the things that you need to focus on that will ultimately make you happy. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So like I said, this chain of events is going to literally have you walking away and walking away for good. The old way that you thought about working or about your job is now over, Gemini. Some of you don't even really want to work per se. Some of you want to get higher education and be your own boss or do something completely different than what you've been doing. But I mean, look at this. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away. We have the World, which is closing out old cycles, something new coming in. And then we have something else spinning here in your favor. So I feel like with all of this being said, I think with your work environment or how you're perceiving your work, I feel like this is a done deal for you. I feel like you're ending a cycle or a phase or a mindset of what you think about work or your job in specific. So let's go ahead and see here. Wow, there's a lot that came out. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing that I see here is the Four of Pentacles. You guys are looking for security here. You're definitely looking for some form of security, something that is going to set you up for the long term. And I think for a lot of you, you're seeing that this job just isn't going to do it. All right. Some of you are holding on or have been holding on to your job, and it did end. Either you got let go or the business shut down. Something happened, and it was due to the universe spinning the wheel so that it could release that attachment that you had to your job. All right. And then next we have is justice. Yes, absolutely. This is all about a divine setup. All right. Some things needed to get back in balance. Some things needed to work in your favor. And I feel like for some of you, your job was holding you back, or the work environment was holding you back. And so there needed to be some justice in this, because you were about to get stuck in an old cycle of just working. Okay, this is what I'm saying. As the Emperor presents itself, okay, this is about regaining control over your life, okay? Regaining control over, again, doing the things that you want to do, all right? There could have been someone that was in your work environment, this could be your boss, that was so controlling, and this is what has caused an end. Maybe you walked off, or maybe there was a confrontation between you and this person. Maybe the universe stepped in and just allowed this whole thing to go down. But whatever it is, you're not with the shit, because either there was too much control and not enough loving energy in this work environment, or you took the control to do something again that you really, really love. Now, we do have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And this talks about, you know, not being so much as happy or comfortable in where you were. All right. So it was like this had to end, because you want to love what you're doing. You want to be making enough money and doing what you love to do. People are telling you that there's no such thing. And it's like, for you, Gemini, it has to be that way. It has to be that way. And this is why you're taking on the energy of the Page of Swords. Okay. Let's move this here in the middle. It's like, don't tell me it doesn't exist. Okay. Because what the Page of Swords does is they do their own research, right? They do their own research. They get down to the details, all right? And they see what really, really could be a possibility. And they're not going to just sign up for any old thing. That's what the Page of Swords says. Don't sign up just for anything. Look at the full details. Look at behind the scenes. Look at what really is going on. And for some of you, I think this is why you left, or why you're thinking of ending this, you know, being a regular smuggler worker or leaving this job, because you were looking at the details and it didn't quite add up. And for you moving forward, you're just not willing to do that in a work environment. This is what I'm seeing here. I feel like this is like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Gemini, I feel like you don't really want to work. Okay? I just get the vibe that you just do not want to do like a work environment where you're being controlled, micromanaged, told what to do. Like, I just don't see that being desirable to you. I just don't. And whatever it is that you're doing or was doing, it's just not enough. Yeah, see what I'm talking about. The High Priestess comes out here, okay? This is intuition. And when we're talking about the Wheel of Fortune also talks about intuition. But I feel like this is having your deep down discussion with yourself. Say, you know, something about this isn't right. I feel like you're looking at like work, like, I get it, it's called work, but it shouldn't be like this. Like, it shouldn't feel like this every single day when I get up. Like, I don't like how this feels. Like, some of you are like, this is modern day slavery shit. Like, this is what I'm seeing, right? And so with the Three of Wands here, it's like, I'm waiting for my ships to come in. Y'all do not want to work. I mean, and I'm not even saying this like in a bad way. I feel like if it's got to be in the right setup, the right environment, for the right reasons. You have to love it. And it's like, if it's not going to be all of those, oh, and don't forget the money. It has to be paying enough money. If it's not that, I'll wait for my ships to come in. I'm chilling. I'll go to school. You know, I'll do some research on how to make my own business, how to make my own money. But this right here, this says it all. I'm waiting till my chips come in. This is you waiting. All right. Waiting for the perfect opportunity to come by, because you're not jumping ship unless you looked at the details. Okay. And if the details don't add up, you're not going for the ride. Okay. That I'm just going to let you know. You're not going for the ride unless it all adds up. Okay. So let's take a look here. This is very interesting energy, because you guys are just like, no, you just don't, the way that work is set up now, you don't want to work like this. And I don't blame you, but this is straight out the gate. Like, I don't want to, if this is what work is like, I don't want to do it. I'll make my own money. I'll create my own business. Okay, let's see what the power deck has to say. Someone here may have been micromanaged, because I'm looking at that Emperor. It was like, time to go. Interesting. Okay, let's read this. This is enduring. It says, take a stone in your hand and meditate on it, or use the stone surface pictured on the card. It says, go into the stone, experience her quiet soul. The stone welcomes your visit. Let her experience the inside of your heart. See how you are each an enduring mirror for the other. You are everywhere, mirroring everything. The stone absorbs you, and you absorb the stone. How can you be alone if you are a part of everything? You are the totality of enduring existence. Therefore, nothing in existence can upset you. Okay, so what this says to me, and if you want to meditate on the stone, you know, I do like these images because they are thought-provoking. But pretty much what this card is saying is that you have to endure. This is why you're having this stance here, right? You have to know that this, to me, is all about manifesting. You have to understand that whatever it is that you want to do, number one, you have to be strong. And number two, you have to endure. A lot of people will say to you, well, what do you mean you don't want to work? Well, what do you mean, you have to like what you do and make good money? That doesn't exist. This is what people are trying to tell you. Just like in this image here, you wouldn't think that flowers could literally bloom in between these stones so tightly fit, but it is possible, okay? And for you, it's like you're going to endure until you make it a possibility for you. And so this is what I see when it comes to work. I don't think that you guys are either going to be able to be at this job for long if you are working, or go back to the job if this job did shut down and there is a possibility it could open back up. I think that you are going to get other details, research, think about doing other things, going different places, finding that job that really fits into you. Because this is what you're saying. You're saying that the job has to be right for me, not me be right for the job. And people think that you have that twisted, right? But literally, that's how it has to be for you, Gemini. So this is what I'm seeing. Or you're walking away altogether and you're saying, you know what? I'm waiting for my ships to roll in. When I find that job, you're almost being like, it's the same thing like when you're looking for someone in a relationship. It's like, I'm not going to just be with anybody. I'm going to be with the person that I love, the person that has these qualities, these qualities, these qualities. This is how you're looking at a job. In order for you to do a job or to be an employee at a company, you're like, it has to measure up to what I'm wanting. And it's such a very bold, but it's such a profound way to live. And until that happens, you're like, I'm not going to work for anybody. Point blank, period. I'll find a way to make my own money, or I'll build my own empire, but I am not going to do it. And for some of you, you have been burnt from other companies, employers, employees, or you've simply been burnt out before. But you also have an eye to see, like, certain things just don't work the way that they're supposed to. And I don't like that. I don't like it. It doesn't make me happy, so I'm not going to do it. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys there. All right, hilarious. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to look at the career portion of the reading. All right, some of this is going to be very, very specific to certain individuals because there are specific types of careers that will come out. And then there are some cards in here that could speak in general to the collective. But I'm saying to those of you that when things come out and it's specific, this could be a confirmation that this reading is for you, or, you need to pay attention to certain guidance in particular parts to this reading. But let's go ahead and see what comes out here. This also might give you some ideas, some things that pop out that you're really good at that you never thought about making into a career. And it's like, you know what? I literally could make that into a business. And when we're talking about career out of the 10th house, I always tell people, like, your career should be something that is something that you're willing to do for a long period of time, if not for the rest of your life, okay? And I think this is why some of you are like this when it's coming to your job. A career is something that you're very good at, that you are passionate about, you would enjoy doing, and the money is just the bonus, okay? So if you don't know what your life purpose is, it's always there. You just have to pay attention to what it's saying to you. And then that is how you should select your career. Otherwise, you're going to be doing a job that, yeah, makes a lot of money, but doesn't make you happy, and vice versa. First card that comes out is spiritual teacher. Okay, so some of you may be a spiritual teacher of some sort, or are looking to become a spiritual teacher. And maybe that's why people are like, okay, that doesn't make sense. You're going to quit your corporate job to be a spiritual teacher. Where's the money in that? But it's like, there is lots of money in there, number one. There is lots of money into that. But also, it's what I want to do. It makes me happy. It fulfills me, okay? So yeah, I do see this. Maybe some of you will hold classes, sessions, seminars. Maybe some of you are already doing this on the side, and you could make this an actual career. So I do see that.